demo that curved piece here. Start with this. So I'm kind of starting with that 1/2 a brick I have in here, because this is, again, this piece is 1/2 a brick wide like the last one. Comparing it to that original yellow brick, I know that first ledge is exactly a yellow brick height, and that second ledge up on top is exactly a yellow brick height. In the front, looks to be about a 1/2 a brick. Height. So we'll start with that. All right, so to that point, remember I'm gonna, first of all, just draw a rectangle from this end to this end, represents exactly a 1/2 a brick. I'm gonna go ahead and move that, type in move, enter, snap on this corner, type 0, enter, and snap it right to the 0 origin here. On the back of this profile, I know it goes up 2 bricks high. So same thing as we did on that last piece. I'm going to grab this corner here as a reference, use my copy paste command, I'm going to copy it here and here. So I know it's too high in the back, and I feel like it's kind of 1/2 a brick tall in the front. If I measure it with some calipers, probably be the best thing to do. Got 0.082, that's not right, I'm in inches. I'm going to go with 1.84 in the front. So I'm going to just draw a line. Remember how I draw a vertical line? I want to draw it 1.84 tall. So I'm going to go to my line tool. I'm clicking on this corner. Now what do I hold down before I click to draw a vertical line? Close Command or Control. So I'm going to hit Command, left click, lets me draw a complete vertical line, 1.84, enter, and draw that leading edge like so. And then I know I want to go right halfway down this part is another piece I want to add here. So I'm going to take this, which represents a brick height. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that to the center here, right here, enter. I can actually take this line and delete it out. I'm going to take this and hide it for a second so you can see what's happening. I've got these 3 curves. Let me hide the grid here, I think. Function was it F8, I think? F7, there we go. So I'm just going to draw a line from here to this line, like so. And then we need an arc from here to here. So I'm going to use, looks like on this arc it starts off basically tangent to a quad here, and then it comes down on an angle. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to a side view. Like so. I'm going to use my arc command. I'm going to use start and direction at start. Click here, hold shift. Bring my cursor out here so it's nice and straight, left click. There's my arc. It starts flat or tangent up here to this quad, and then it sweeps off, a lot like what this part does. I'm assuming this part is based off of a true radius, so we can use a true arc. Let me do that again. So you go to your arc command, which is right over here. There's a lot to choose from. I'm going to go with arc, start, end, direction at start. So here's my starting point, left click there. Here's my end point, left click here. And it says, all right, what angle do you want your starting point to be at? So I'm going to just hold shift so I know it goes straight out and flat, or tangent from that quad, left click, and there we go. Make sense? Now if I go back to this view, you can see what we have going on here. It's this part right here. That being said, I can grab, actually, I'm going to take this, I'm going to draw a line from this end to this end, like so. So I can select that line now, or curve. Left click the rest of these here, grab all those together, do a solid extrude planar curve straight. So we get this. Now, I want to create a surface in here that will represent the roof line, if you will. I'm not sure how thick that is, but what I will do so I'm going to unhide my parts here. Remember, I have these two circles which represent the top of a pill shape that this part would have to fit over. So I can go to a side view here and know that, hey, this brick in the bottom, which just represents the brick in the bottom, has to come up into this piece. And this top of this cylinder can't come into this material. So what I'm going to do is take this curve that we created, that arc. I'm going to go to my side view here. I'm going to do a curve offset, curve, offset, offset, curve. I can offset it this direction. I'm going to go ahead and use through point option. It's either in my command line or over here on the left. I can click through point. And I'm going to bring it down and snap it to this edge of this, or this quad of this circle. So I know that this represents the inside roof thickness of this part, and I know it's not going to collide with this cylinder when it comes up and these pieces are together. So basically I just kind of derive where my thickness of my roof will be. So I'll take that new arc, which is right there. I'm going to do a surface, extrude, curve, straight. Surface, extrude, curve, straight. I'm going to do just that. I'm going to extrude this curve this way and create a surface. When I shade this, you can't see that surface. You can see the edge of it here. But that surface is buried in this part. We're just going to keep it there for a second. I'm going to come back here. I can get rid of this curve. I just have this part here on the left. I'm going to draw a rectangle, corner to corner, the bottom of this piece to the bottom of this piece here. So I just drew this rectangle right there. What I'm going to do is offset that, and I want to offset that to represent the wall thickness and to accept this curve or this pill shape from the other part here. So basically I'm going to dimension linear this to here. So I got a wall thickness of 1.56 on that part. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to grab this curve, do a curve, offset, offset curve, 1.56, enter, left click. I've got that. So now, here's where the magic happens. I'm going to take this square that I just made, do a solid, extrude curve, planar curve straight. It's going to go right up here, so here I'll show you what that looks like. And I'm going to split it like we did with that other part. I'm going to take, it's going to be a Boolean split, so I'm going to select this solid. I'm going to come over to my Boolean commands, do a Boolean split right here. And I'm going to split it with the surface that we made earlier, enter. So now I can take the part that's split and delete that. I can take this leftover piece and do a Boolean difference using that. So I'm going to select this main part, this main body, and do a Boolean difference of this part. Hit enter. So now, got this going on. I'll repeat this process. I still have this extrusion up here. Kind of using it as a tool right now. I'm looking at this other piece here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just grab this and this extrusion. I'm going to hide everything else for right now. Simplify this a little bit. I'm going to draw a rectangle from this corner over here to this corner right here. So I just drew this rectangle here. I'm going to do the curve offset again. Curve, offset, offset, curve. 1.56, it remembers it from last time. So I've got that. But you notice on this part that that rectangle goes right to all the way over to here actually. So I'm going to choose this rectangle here. I'm going to turn the control points on. Or actually, well, yeah, there's a couple ways you can do this. Here's 2 ways you can do it. Here I can turn the control points on. I grab this point and this point, and I can just drag these until they intersect over here like so. Something like that. Or I can turn my control points off. I can highlight this and I can use my, where is it? My scale command. Scale. And you can scale it in 3D, 2D, or 1D, and I'll show you what that means. So I'm going to scale 1D. And it says, all right, select your origin point here, select your second point here, and then now select your third point here. So I just basically stretch this from this point to this point. I scaled it. So now I'll take this and I'll do a solid, extrude, planar curve, straight, and I'll do the same thing. I'll come right up out of this part like before. I'm going to do a Boolean difference. I'm going to split it with this guy. Let me just hide this piece so you can see what I'm doing. We have these 2 things here. So I'm going to take this solid, Boolean difference, this guy here, enter. And that's not what I wanted. I hit undo that. Didn't want Boolean difference, Boolean split, sorry. Boolean split, split it with this, enter. So now we have 2 solids. I'll go ahead and I'll delete that. I really don't need this anymore. So I'll delete that. And so what we're left with is this solid, which I'll unhide now. And I'll take this main solid, main part. Now I'll difference out the center brick, enter, or centerpiece. Get this. And that there's some other details in that, but this is as far as I want you to take this brick. You don't have to add those little as you already did. Go for it, but those little details buried in there, it's okay. Don't sweat it. I'll go ahead, I'll load this up on YouTube right now also. Remember, save your work as you go.